How's it going, guys? My name's John and I'm with Zebulon Pottery. Today we're going to be talking about the creative process. One of the things I think is really interesting to the individual, as far as like a creator or your creative types goes, how they think about their process. One of the best ways to develop as an artist or even a hobbyist is to look at how other people think and take some of their creative process and plug it in for what works for you. So if you are not super creative, you don't have that that process already down, and you're brand new into, like, let's say pottery, like what's the most important thing? And I would argue finding a passion is the most important thing. Having fun. If you don't enjoy it, I don't care, you'll never get good. The thing is a part of developing is having that passion, finding that joy for something, because that, if you like it, here's the thing: you get off that wheel, you've made a couple of cups, it's your first time, and then you go home. What do you think about? Well, it's not dinner, it's not what am I doing tomorrow, it's what's my next cup, what's my next bowl, what's my next project. And that's where that brainstorming, it's all a big circle. You start brainstorming, what's my next goal, and then you have that thing to chase. And there's something about chasing a goal and achieving it, and I think it's a beautiful thing, right? You get to this point where it's a revolving door. You develop, and then you're like, okay, this is my next idea, and you think about it, and you brainstorm, and then you achieve. So one of the things that I tend to do is I go to a lot of museums. I look for inspiration anywhere. I'm kind of, maybe I shouldn't say this, but nothing's sacred to me. I think everything is, you should be allowed to explore everything. Nothing is off limits. And so this is like my take on like a Native American wedding vase. So I went to the art museum in Houston, Texas, and I had saw this vase, and the story behind it is you have two, the necks represent the husband and the wife, the belly represents them coming together. Typically there'd be a handle, and that circle would kind of like reference like how life is, the circle of life, and then during the ceremony they would both drink out of it. And from what I've read, the ceremony can differ quite a few different ways, but a lot of them have them drinking out of the vessel at the same time, and if they don't spill, then they're kind of blessed with a happy life. I made it my own. Obviously, I took the handle away. I figured I don't want to be too close to the idea, and so a lot of people, when they see this, are like, "What is this?" And I tell them, hey, it's my take on a Native American wedding vase. And it's really interesting because every once in a while you'll get Native Americans who walk by and they're like, hey, what is this? And you tell them, hey, it's my take on a Native American wedding vase. And they go, well, it looks like a wedding vase, but what do you know about a wedding vase? And so I think there's a fine line between being respectful and kind of treading too heavily on top of somebody's tradition. And I've taken this and said, okay, what can I do to make it my own, and how can I keep it respectful? Because it is a beautiful thing. I mean, I think imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I took it as my form of imitating them in an attempt to be flattering. So this one right here, the process behind this is it's an interesting thing. I remember going into the mountains of North Carolina, and once again hitting museums, hitting like galleries, looking at folk art, and I found this lady who was doing gourds and doing like basket weaving on them and things like that. And I really love finding ways to do things that are slightly out of the box. And so I do a little bit of wood turning. Obviously, I'm really passionate about pottery, and I was like, what can I do to combine these things? And I was thinking, well, can we make it about the environment? And then that didn't really speak to me. I mean, I care about the environment. I think it's very important, but I didn't want this to be like a political statement. And so I do kind of like poking at things, making fun. So I decided to make this about being organic. So if you look at it, it's got a wood bowl, which is I got the wood locally from a local tree. I picked up the straw out of a local park, and then, you know, obviously I made this in my backyard. So everything is unbelievably locally made, and it's a take on being organic, and clay is inorganic. So I've done my best to make the clay appear as it had organic properties. So I have mushrooms, little roots and trees growing off of it. I use things like iron oxides, and it's got like this really rich, kind of out of the earth feel. And then when you think about it, it has nothing to do with being organic, or it's all about being organic, and it's not. So it's kind of I don't know. It's pretending to be something it's not, which I thought that was more interesting than, you know, what can I talk about the environment. And I don't know, I love that. And then you could take it however you want. So I think a lot of people are going to see this and think, well, obviously this is a play to nature, and it kind of is. So I don't know, you could, that's the best thing about art, you know. If I don't tell you what it's supposed to be, I could let you come up with your own thing, and, you know, that could be fun in itself. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe. Let us know what you want to see. We'd love to hear from you guys, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.